Good morning, everyone. How are we doing out there today? Happy Thursday to everybody. Hey, Thomas, Tammy, Gold, Mike, Julie, Bill, Dave, Chip, Joe. Glad you guys are all here. Good morning. Good morning. Sharon, Rod, Roasted Sunny. Good morning, everybody. All right. Hey, Tom, how you doing over there? Jeff, Dale, how are you? Good deal. Hey, Raleigh. Good morning. Good morning. Well, here we are Thursday morning. Market is not picking itself up from yesterday's move to the downside. So far, we're looking at a high, a lower high, and pre-market, we've got a lower high here. We're going to open up with a lower high. I'm not 100% convinced that we're like some super rollover bearish. Okay. But pullbacks are very common, and that's what we're having. Um, you know, we've got a nice trend here, and see we pull back, nice trend, pull back, little trend, pull back, and pretty nice trend, pull back. This is normal. This is how um, stocks or the market goes higher and higher and higher, is by taking some profits off and then new money coming in because everybody's fear of missing out of the great rally. So new buyers jump in, new money jumps in, and that's, I think, what we're looking at this point. I don't see any huge reason to be super bearish, but I sure as hell would be careful being long right now. That I would be. I'd be a little careful with that. Although this may be a great time to do a little stock picking and build up your watch list. Okay. Right now, I'm looking at the SPY to maybe get down to about the 654.80 area where this green bar is. The green dots, that's the trend indicator. Below the trend indicator, I'll personally, for my trading, I'll be very unhappy because I make no bones about it. I'd rather have a long market than a short market. But that's cool. If it's a short market, we can certainly trade a short market. In fact, I'm in 1, 2, 3, 4 shorts, 5 shorts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. I'm in 5 shorts right now. So that's quite a bit for me, actually. So we'll keep an eye on this. If you take a look at T2123, it's been signaling it yesterday anyway. In the last few days, I've been, man, let's be careful. Let's be careful. Mostly because VXX is popping up here, and you can see it pre-market even kind of waking up, winking its eye at us, saying, "Hey, look at me." Well, T2123 has certainly gone bearish. So right now, any long trades need to be taken with extreme caution. For longer-term traders, that's different. But for short-term swing traders, timing is important. And right now, the timing says pump the brakes on those long trades. Be a little bit careful. Doesn't mean there's not long trades out there. In fact, we're going to look at a couple, okay? But I do want to come over here to this VXX up here on this screen, and we're going to put it up on the daily here. Those familiar with the pinball or the modified pinball setup, this is setting up. I'm kind of liking it for a trade to possibly up here to the 50-period moving average. That would be my trade plan there, kicking it off. So I'm watching it. I may buy some VXX here and then, trade that up, and we'll see what happens there. So we'll take a look at that. We'll keep an eye on that, okay? And we'll certainly send out alerts so that everyone knows there. Hey, KG, how you doing? Hey, Vernon, how's things going for you? Good morning. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you guys. So right now, I really would be a little bit cautious here in the market. Qs are pulling back. I always get a few emails during the day and the evening, and here's one that I received. Hey, are we ready to buy the dip? Well, do you see a buy signal? That's what I wrote back on the email. Just simply, do you see, type, do you see a buy signal? And, every trader trades a little different. And Maybe somebody sees this as a whopping buy, and maybe it is. Maybe today maybe that's the low, and then we just rip. Maybe. I don't know. Um, for me personally, my trading, I'm going to wait for that buy signal. I mean, here in the last couple of days, I've been saying this. It's not let's use a red one. It's not our job to pick the bottom or pick the top. Our job is to take the money out of the middle. So, with that said, why try to pick the bottom? But hey, so many traders do it. And that's cool if it's working for you. Okay. So, anyway, keep an eye on the cues. I certainly am. The diamonds, they're underwater here a little bit. Again, I don't particularly think, not yet. I don't particularly think we have some big, oh my God, we're going to crash here. Not yet. Um, but little pullbacks, pretty normal. Okay. IWM, here we're pulling back, and that thing has been a monster. And if anyone follows the whole, let's see, let's go to this chart right here, IWM, and I'm going to get rid of the price action for a second. All right, there we go. So anyone that looks at this chart, there we go. And this is one of these charts that I think is the best chart in the world to have on your screen. I really do. This is truly one of the best. I've been talking lately about price is king. Well, so is trend. So think of it as you have two kingdoms, and each kingdom has a king, and both kings have got to be working together. And so, right. Let me come back over here. You can see that everything is bearish. Well, that's what the kings are saying. Well, here now, this is where you look at this, and the king that controls the trend is winning here. And because the T line is above it, that means price is also above the trend indicator. That means the price king is also bullish. So they're working together. Here, they're working together bearish. Over here, they're working together bearish. Well, here they're working together bullish, right? Well, if we just, take a look at that 60-minute chart, is that giving us a sign that they're starting to work together to the downside? They haven't really come together on the daily yet, but they certainly have come together on the 60-minute. So we want to keep an eye on that, okay? Anyway, that's one of the things I follow, and I think this is one of the greatest charts you could have in your system. Is that right there? Okay, let's see. Let's look at some charts here. I've got a couple of them. Take a look at Apple. So Apple, I mean, no need for that. Apple, we've pulled up, and here we've pulled back. We're in prime buy territory right here. Now it's all about where you buy. S Coach, Roasted, Daryl, KG, Vernon, Raleigh, Alan, myself, Tammy, Gold, Mike. Everybody might enter just have your entry mechanism just a little bit, just slightly different. And so you have to wait for your system, wait for your buy signal. For instance, if today is your buy signal, well, then okay. But if your buy signal is more like, let's use this. If your buy signal is more like a breakout, well, wait for that buy signal. If your buy signal is maybe more toward or closer to the T line with a bullish candle like that, well, then wait for that. Don't get too excited. Now, one thing I look for when I'm going long is the market has got to be supporting that. And the market is not supporting that right now. Okay. So Apple for me is just simply on the watch list. Intel, Sonny just said, thanks, Sonny. I didn't know that. Said that Apple is vesting in Intel. Now, I bought Intel yesterday, still holding it, currently long Intel. Still looking for Intel to get up here to 34.40 and then maybe to 38 up here. But we have to jump over this hurdle first. Excuse me. Morning time. Morning time. So anyway, holding Intel. Intel still looks good. For those looking to buy it, once again, you've got to figure out what your entry is. For those that really having trouble with your entry when you're in the trading room, ask questions. Okay, that is one of the most important things. Even if you're in our, we have with hit and run candlesticks, we have three divisions. One's hit and run candlesticks. That's me. We have right way options. Doug runs the right way options trading room, and John runs the BYOB day trading room. And if you're in any one of those rooms and you have questions on, well, geez, where do I enter that? Ask somebody. They're either going to tell you where to enter it, or they're going to talk to you, work with you right there in the room, and find out your likes and dislikes, and then help you with that. Okay. So, um, ask questions. Okay. Sharon here's where do I get in? Let's see, INTL. Well, again, there is no magic entry. There is no right and there is no wrong where you buy. There really is not. There's some common things that you might look at, such as I know that huge amount of traders. I'm talking huge amount of traders will set an alert at about 27.96 and they'll be triggered into that trade right there. I know another, and when I say huge, I'm talking thousands of traders, because these are common things right here, breaking out over whatever. So another group of traders will get triggered in at 28.16 here. Now, we kind of like the whole 3/8 trap idea, and there's an awful lot of traders that might do that. I'm gonna change that to high. There we go. So there's our 3/8 trap right now. So right now, this would be a buy for me if I was looking at buying INTL, a buy here, and then my stop. Um, my stop is going to be something below the T line right in here, like that, or even down here. It depends what the chart is doing. It depends what the market is doing. But that's what I would look at. Or, you get that breakout over that green line there, which puts us about 27.86. The truth is, here's what I like to do. What do we think this chart can do for you? Okay. So I'm going to come over here and do this. I'm going to go from this low. I'm going to go to this high. And I don't think I'm going to take this. Well, yeah, I'm not going to take that low. I'm going to take this low. Okay. That is like, no, I'm not going to do that low. So I'm going to do that. And then there's that 50% retracement up there. Duplicate that. There's another target right there. So based on that, what difference does it make, if you buy it? Let's see, green. Let's do green. What difference does it make if you buy it just anywhere in that area right there? What difference does it make? And pennies. The goal is up here. Okay. I hope that helps, Sharon. Great question. Thank you very, very much. All right. But right now, I'm gonna flag it. I mean, that chart rocks right now, so I like it. Thank you. Let's see here. A couple more charts that I have. Oh, here's one that I don't usually trade. I don't usually do things like this, but man, that's a nice chart. CDLX. And the reason I don't usually trade charts like that is I don't really give two hoots about charts that, trade peanuts over here to the left when the volume is so low. I don't normally care about those. I'm mostly after a little bit more established charts, somebody that, charts that's got a little parenting in it. This is still a child. And when it grows up to be a parent, a grandparent, well, then I'll take it serious. But, when you're trading well, over here is, I guess, pretty good volume. There's 460. I saw some really shy volume in here. Maybe it was another chart. God dang, that's actually pretty good volume. Maybe it was something else I was looking at. Huh. All right. Take away everything I said. Anyway, that is a nice chart. That is a really nice chart. So somebody looking for something around $2.50. What was that chart I was looking at? I don't know. Anyway, targets up here. And again, talking about entry, what difference does it make where you enter the chart? Anywhere in this area here. It's about management. Okay. So what are we talking here? From about here up, man, that's 50, almost 57%. What if you waited to the breakout? Look, if 23% is not enough for you, I don't know what to tell you. Sell dope on the street corner. That's the only place you're going to make more money. So, excellent chart. Work on those entries, work on those timings, and then make sure the market is in your favor. That's very important here. But anyway, CLDX, that's a rocking chart, I think. It's driving me crazy here. I can't think of the chart I was thinking of. I've got some shorts here too, but a couple of these longs I'm going to get through. MUX, I'm watching this for a long. And here we are right here. Nice little flag set up right in here. So, we pop up, we go sideways, we pop up, we go sideways, we pop up, go sideways, pop up. That's what we're looking for. And MUX right now is setting up to do just that, waiting for that buy signal. Good one for the watch list. FSM, this is another one. And on charts like this, I'm either going to look at buying this in this trap area, or I'm going to look at buying it on that breakout. So maybe the word shouldn't have been or. Maybe I don't catch it right here. I can't catch everything. I'm just human. Maybe I can't catch it right here. So say it pops up. Maybe I put an alert in here. Well, I would buy it right here too. Because to me, it's not really about the entry. It's about where you think it's going to go. So anyway, I hope that makes a little bit of sense. All right. I've got one more for the long side. Take a look at IBM here. IBM is getting a little froggy, a little jumpy. I can see this chart going up and maybe retesting these highs up here. So I think we should take a look at IBM. Now, here's a couple shorts I have if something didn't change in the last 20 minutes. Take a look at Microsoft. I need to fix this. There we are. Take a look at Microsoft. Let me get rid of this 3 EMA. There we go. We've got ourselves a blue eyes failure setting up with Microsoft. And to the downside, we've got the dotted deuce down there. That's one of my major moving averages that I use as a target. So let's keep an eye on Microsoft, okay? How about Tiger? Take a look at Tiger. Another blue eyes failure here, headed toward my 200s. This is the 200 period moving average. This is a modified 200 period moving average right here, the dotted one. And that right now is what it's looking for. Yeah. And then LVS, which I bought this yesterday. Did I? Yes. Yesterday, I bought this yesterday, a put on this, and that's setting up a blue eyes failure here. We've got a simple downtrend here below the 50, tried to get above the 50 and didn't, failed. And now we're looking for it to move down. I'll look for it to move toward that 200. It doesn't have to get there. If we even got to, I'll fill that gap right there, somewhere there. There's an 8-9% trade on the stock. And then Merck. This is another one that I'm already in and already working. So that's looking pretty good. Still has more room to move to the downside. Let's draw a little line here. If we take these lows and take this low and just go where we will, we're right there right now. We break through that. Then we start looking at horizontal lines. So something around 76, 70 down here, down around these lows right in here. Okay. So let's see. What do you guys have? S, you're watching LUV. Let's take a look at that. A little bit of love. Yeah, love is setting up. Actually, we still have that mapped out for targets. It never did take off, but it doesn't change the targets at all. I like that one. That's nice. Thank you. Let's flag that. Here's what I like about it. I like this one a lot now. Um, let's here we've come up. I'm going to redo this. I'm going to extend this. That's that 50% retracement. This is a very nice chart. There we go. See how we came right up there and tested it, and we're tested again for the second time? This just might be that time that it gets through. Many times I've seen charts come up and test that once, and then they just, nah. They pull back, maybe not this deep, maybe shallower, but, they pull back. Well, we're coming up to do it again. It's determined to get through there. It's looking for that hole, and this just might be the time. The second, the third time, those are the best times. So I'm all about that LUV there. Yeah. Target up here around 33.50, 35, a little more than 35.50. Second target. Nice chart. Let's see. Seeing where I am here. Hey, Bal. XGN. What the heck is that? Yeah, I don't know what XGN. XGN. I don't think that's a. Oh, maybe that. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. XGN. Yeah, that's already up there. Probably too far for me to be chasing it. But hey, there's a lot of traders out there that do that. And thank goodness there are, because they drive charts up, and then that makes for sweet pullbacks that we can look at. And right now that's a little high for my taste. But you're right. Deserves some attention. If you're in it, terrific. If you're looking to buy it, I'd probably kind of hold on to that one for a little bit. BBAI, Daryl. Yeah, I agree with you. BBAI, there we go. We pull up too far, you get some profit, we get some profit taking, and now we're setting up. We're in the buy zone. So where's it a buy? Well, let's wait for that buy signal first, and then we'll look at that. And I could no more tell you than a man in the moon where the buy signal is going to start. Are the buyers going to step in, the second the market opens up? Are they going to step in later today, tomorrow, the next day? Are they going to step in here? Are they going to step in here? You don't know that. That's the beauty of candlesticks. They tell you what other traders are doing. Thanks for that one. That's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful chart right there. Let's see, CSTM. Let's take a look at that. CSTM, if it gets you're looking at this short. Yeah, we better do this. We'll put that line right there. And, you may get that short 3-4% down here, but we really need to see what it's going to do at that 50 period moving average right now. We're there now. Yeah, we need to see that. One thing I will say, if we get to that trend line, that'll punch it below the cloud. It's already right here. It'll punch below the cloud, and that will be one heck of a good short at that point. Yeah. Let's see. GIS long. Let's take a look. Yeah. If you're already in it, yeah. If you're not in it, I would suspect we need a pullback here. For me anyway. But yeah, if you're already in it, way to go. I'm going to flag that. That's an excellent one for the watch list for me right there. Thank you, Thomas. Appreciate it. PTLR entry. Oops, that's not it. PTLR. That's still not PLTR. Geez. PLTR. Again, where's the buy signal? And that's what we need. We need a buy signal. So right now, based on the chart we see, all we see is bears. We need to see bulls. We're not in the business of picking bottoms. I cannot get past that. I will never, ever get past that. Nobody in the world knows where the exact bottom is going to be. Now, if you're a long-term trader, that's a different story, but that's not what we do here. So wait, to me, it's like wait for that buy signal and then we start shopping for an entry. I will say we're in the buy zone. I will say that. We're the buy zone as long as we stay above the 50 period moving average. We get below the 50, we're in the short zone, sell zone. So we'll keep an eye on it. I own PLTR, my long-term account. And I would love to buy, what is it, PITR. That's not PTIR, maybe. There it is. I would love to buy this in the Road to Wealth account. So I'll be watching very closely for a buy signal on this one right here. And then we'll look for that buy. One thing you want to keep in mind is, we're developing this downtrend right here. So even if you get a buy signal, and this is also in PLTR, even if you get a buy signal, you got to respect that downtrend line right there. Okay. Let's see. Hey, Sean, how you doing? NVDA. NVDA right now is a short. That is not a long for me. No way. No way, no how. Nope. To be a long, we would have to come back up, get back above that 50 period moving average. Right now, looking short. I am going to draw a line from this low to this low. And if we drop below that, man, whoever buys this short here, you're making some good money. You could be on your way to some big money to the short side. Long, we're going to have to flip that direction up. Definitely. SMH, let's take a peek. SMH is still bullish. We're just having a little pullback right now. As long as we're above that T line, no problems. Here's a worry, though. You've got a gap down here that might get filled. Yep. You've got a gap down here. So right now, what do you have? We can only look at what we have. And what do we have? We have a high, a failed high, and a failed high, or a lower high, lower high, lower high. No reason to be a buyer. No reason to be a shorter either, because the overall trend is still bullish. We're in one of those stages where, is this really a good time for you to trade? And for some people, absolutely. For some people, so. And for other traders, no. Sit on your butt, put your hands under your butt, take the batteries out of your mouse. If you can, if you're right now, if you're losing money, stop trying to trade. Save your money. Protection. What is it? One of our members, we were talking about it yesterday. What's the purpose of trading? Protect, that what it was. What's the purpose of trading? And that's to make money. It's also to protect the money that you've made. So be a little careful. Let's see, Rick, what is your buy signal? A bullish engulf? Do you buy candle close, or are you more aggressive? Would love to know. Thank you. Soup, I would advise that you take our 14-day trial. I'm going to strongly advise this based on your question here, because I'm going to try to answer your question, but I can't possibly answer your question in the 30 seconds I'm going to give you here. Okay. It's going to take me longer to tell you to sign up for our 2-week, 14-day trials, $49. And then you've got 2 weeks to beat that question out of me till, we're both blue in the face. All right. But here's your 30 seconds, me trying to tell you. So where do I buy? Let's see. Yesterday, what did I buy? I bought Intel. Was it yesterday? Yeah. So I bought Intel. So I'm going to try to explain it like this. Here we have a chart that overall is bullish. All right. Here we gapped up. I'm not interested in buying gaps. I'm not a big gap buyer, but I'll wait till it pulls back right into the 3-8 trap or close to the 3-8 trap. So that was yesterday. And then, day before yesterday. And then right in here, I bought Intel. When it alerted, right where that orange line was, when it alerted, I went over to TastyTrade. I bought some Intel. Okay. I hope that helps. I don't know if that's aggressive to you. I don't know, but you're asking if I buy on bullish engulfs. I buy on all kinds of candlestick signals. I also buy on chart patterns and where price action lies within the chart pattern. Okay. So There we go. I hope that helped. Hey, John, CPIs, Campbell Soup. You bought yesterday. Nice. Way to go. Super. That's a rounded bottom breakout. It's also what I would call a gap and trap. Here's your gap, and there's your 3/8 trap setting up, and that's working out. We're over the dotted deuce right now. The dotted deuce. We're over that. That is a super chart, and that's a buy, maybe right when the market opens. Thank you for that one. Glad you got in yesterday. Way to go. Super, super job here. Okay. All right. I want to thank everybody. We've been on for 30 minutes now. The market's going to open in 30 minutes. I'd love to see everybody in the room. Can't wait to get this market open. I've got some good positions on right now, and we'll see how they work. Okay. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. We'll see you in 30. Okay. Take care.